January 1st, 2018. Alexandra Palace is roaring. The air is thick with the smell of stale beer, sweat, and pure, undiluted adrenaline. Standing on the Ochi is a man who, just 12 months prior, was waking up at 6 a.m., pulling on a pair of overalls, and driving a van to fix wiring in strangers' houses. Rob Cross, the former electrician, the man of the people. That night, he achieved the impossible. In his debut season, he didn't just reach the World Championship final, he dismantled a legend. He sent Phil the Power Taylor into retirement with a crushing 7-2 defeat. It played out like a Hollywood script. Instant fame, a check for £400,000, superstar status. It seemed like life was perfect. But what happens when the spotlights fade? What happens when an ordinary guy, used to a working-class wage, is suddenly thrust into a world of high finance, hungry agents, and luxury real estate? We love Cinderella stories. We like to think that lifting the trophy solves every problem. But for Rob Cross, that trophy was the catalyst for a very different kind of battle. A battle fought not with tungsten at a board, but with legal letters and court threats. While fans chanted his name, his private life was buckling under the weight of sudden wealth. To understand how Rob found himself on the edge of a cliff, you have to remember where he came from. In 2016, he was playing for £7 in local pubs. He knew the value of money because he earned it with his hands. But in 2017, a tsunami hit him. Prize money, sponsorship deals, exhibitions. Within a couple of years, millions flowed through his accounts. Cross did what all successful people are advised to do. He incorporated. He started Rob Cross Darts Ltd. It was supposed to be the foundation of his future, a vehicle to manage his wealth. But there is a difference between being a genius darts player and being a CEO. On stage, Rob is Voltage, a cold-blooded killer with the darts. In an office with ledgers, he was still the same guy who was used to spending what he earned. Suddenly, the money seemed infinite, and Rob began making the mistake that has ruined many lottery winners. He confused the company's money with his own personal wallet. While he was buying nice things and ensuring comfort for his family, a quiet but terrifying enemy was growing in the shadows. An enemy you can't beat by checking out 170. That enemy was His Majesty's Revenue and Customs, HMRC. While Rob was winning tournaments, his financial discipline was collapsing. He was withdrawing funds from the business, ignoring the fact that a significant chunk of that cash didn't belong to him. The thunder clapped in early 2024 when newspaper headlines shifted from Cross wins title to Cross punished for financial incompetence. An investigation by the Insolvency Service revealed shocking figures. It turned out that Rob Cross's company had gone into liquidation with massive debts. He owed the taxman over £456,000, nearly £500,000. Where did the money go? Investigators found that Cross had withdrawn over £580,000 from the company in directors' loans and other payments. He was siphoning money for his personal life, while the tax bills for corporation tax and VAT were left unpaid. It was a hammer blow to his reputation. The man of the people, the humble grafter, was now at the center of a tax avoidance scandal. It didn't just look like a mistake, it looked like greed, or worse, total incompetence. The verdict was harsh. Rob Cross was forced to sign a disqualification undertaking. He was officially banned from being a company director for 3.5 years. Imagine that level of humiliation. A world champion, a millionaire, being officially told by the government, "We do not trust you to run a business." His name was dragged through the press alongside words like bankruptcy and insolvency. For a man who built his image on simplicity and honesty, this was devastating. But the numbers on the balance sheets are only half the story. The real drama was unfolding inside him. Think back to 2020, 2021, and 2022. Remember how Rob's game suddenly faded? How he crashed out in first rounds? How he looked lost on stage? Pundits said he's lost his form, or he's tinkering with his throw. They were wrong. He hadn't lost his form. He had lost his peace of mind. Imagine what it's like to walk to the O'Shea in front of thousands of screaming fans, knowing your company is collapsing, knowing that auditors and lawyers are waiting backstage, knowing you owe the state £500,000 that the company no longer has. Every miss, every lost leg wasn't just a sporting failure, it felt like a financial catastrophe. I need to win this match to pay the lawyers. That kind of pressure breaks the backs of even the strongest men. At the time, Rob admitted to feeling burnt out. Now we know why. It wasn't burned out from darts. It was the fear of losing everything. The fear of going back to square one, but this time with debt and shame. His family was in the firing line too. The dream of a carefree life had turned into a life under the microscope of tax inspectors.
Rob tried to shield his loved ones, but how do you hide the fact that your business is being liquidated?
Many athletes in this situation break completely. They turn to drink, sink into depression, and vanish. History is littered with footballers and boxers who ended up bankrupt. But Rob Cross is the same electrician who wasn't afraid of Phil Taylor. He decided not to run from responsibility. He accepted the punishment. He signed the disqualification papers without trying to argue or make excuses in court. He admitted his guilt in mismanagement. "I failed to run it properly," his actions effectively said. And surprisingly, this set him free. Once the truth was out, once the boil was lanced, Rob could breathe again. He didn't have to pretend to be a successful businessman anymore. He was banned from being one. And he was left with only one thing: darts. Look at his game in the last 18 months. Voltage is back. In 2023 and 2024, we saw the old Rob, confident, aggressive, clinical. He started reaching major finals again. Why? Because now he isn't playing to save a bankrupt company. He is playing for redemption. He is playing to prove, yes, I messed up with the money, but I am still bloody good at darts. He hired professionals who now watch his finances like hawks.
He learned an expensive lesson. Everyone should stick to their trade. An electrician should fix wires, a player should throw darts, and an accountant should pay the taxes.
Rob Cross's story isn't just a sports biography, it's a warning. We often envy sudden wealth. We think, if only I had that £400,000 check. But Rob showed us the other side of the coin. Money isn't just freedom, it's responsibility. And if you aren't ready for it, it can burn your life down faster than a short circuit. Rob Cross paid a high price for his financial illiteracy. £500,000 in debt, a public ban from business, years of stress. But he survived. Today, when he walks onto the stage at Alexandra Palace, the crowd sees a champion, but those who know the truth see a survivor. He is no longer the naive boy from 2018. He is a man who went through the hell of bureaucracy and insolvency and came out the other side, still clutching his 3 darts. And perhaps that victory over circumstance is more important than any win over Taylor, because you can beat Taylor in one night, but overcoming your own mistakes takes years. If this story made you think about the true cost of success, hit that subscribe button. We have many more stories about what lies behind the glitter of the trophies.